Mark asks, is it national championship or bust for Jimbo Fisher? Now, Mark didn't say this year. Some people are going to say this year, but Mark did not say this year. So let's just say in general. A lot of folks are going to ask this. Is it national championship or bust for Jimbo Fisher? This question has never made sense to me, even though I know Mark's asking it because a lot of people ask it. Here's what I retort with. What does bust mean? Let's say Jimbo Fisher goes into a year, and let's say you say it's championship or bust, and he goes 10-2, and then they win a New Year's Six bowl game and they finish 11-2. They just had one of the best seasons in A&M history, but they didn't win a title, so you say it's a bust. I just want to know what happens when you bust. Like, what happens? Because to me, if you don't lose your job, you didn't bust. And he certainly wouldn't lose his job. He'd probably get another raise and an extension. What does bust mean? Now, if you're trying to set the expectation level, and you're telling me there is a program out there or there's a team in a given year where if they do not win a title, you think it's been a disappointment, okay, I probably won't sign off on that with you. I think Georgia this past year was the closest I would ever come to agreeing that a team and a coach and a program was literally in a championship or disappoint, championship or fail situation. And for the record, I have it on good authority, Georgia went ahead and won a title, so they got rid of all the alternative viewpoints. If Texas A&M gets there, and to be clear, I don't think they're there yet. I don't think they're in a situation where people are saying, if you don't win a title this year, you're a failure. They're probably rapidly approaching that because of this last recruiting class, but if and when they get there, I probably won't be participating in that. Here's what they have to do first. Win the SEC West. Like, if they win the SEC West, they've done something they've never done before. Then if they win the SEC Championship, they've done something else they've never done before. And then if they win a playoff game, they've done something they have never done before. There's so many rungs on the ladder that are below that championship or bust rung, as we like to sometimes call it. I'm not even close to that. Now, here's what could happen. What could happen is you could do like LSU and pretty much knock all of them out in 1 year. Yeah, that could happen. If they get a great team out there, if Connor Wegman ends up being the quarterback that Jimbo Fisher and some of us think he's capable of being, and all this recruiting talent coalesces into an unstoppable machine, sure, they could do all that. For all we know, they could do it this year or 2023, or maybe they go back-to-back or whatever the case may be. I don't think I'll ever be in a situation where I say, it's championship or bust. There's so much variability in this sport. Even if you get all the right pieces in place and you got the right coaching staff and you press the right buttons, even after you do all that, it's so hard to win a title. I mean, Nick Saban in Alabama, they've lost more. They've failed to win a title more than they've won one. And that sounds ridiculous to even phrase it like that because he's the greatest of all time. That's the greatest run in the history of this sport. Even they don't win it every year. You know, even they go a couple of years sometimes without winning one. And they're doing everything right, or as close to it as you can get. So this is hard to do. So, you know, you ask Kirby Smart this year. Kirby Smart won a title. Think about how much had to go right. They didn't even finish the season with the guy they started the year with at quarterback. All kinds of stuff could go wrong. So, no, I don't think it's ever championship or bust from my perspective, Mark. But again, I will admit, there could be a large enough crowd that starts to think the opposite way that, for all intents and purposes, it could be that for Jimbo Fisher.